Hey there folks, Sinitar here with a brand new Skyrim modding series. In it, I'll be paying a dedicated attention to certain parts of the game like mechanics, major questlines, factions, etc. and sharing a simple yet effective mod list of how to not just improve them, but bring them to an actually remastered state. Fixed, improved and expanded, while keeping lore friendly at the same time. Today, in the first episode of the series, we'll take a look at one of the most important pillars of Skyrim, the magic. We will drastically expand our spells arsenal, but not just that, add a brand new immersive mechanics to spellcasting itself and making it much more comfortable, improve the animations, add new artifacts, and make spell learning process interesting and immersive. You ready? Let's take a peek. First of all, we need more spells, and there is no better combination for this rather than Apocalypse and Arcanum. Together, they add over 250 new spells to the game. Mind that's double and half times from what Skyrim has itself. Alteration, Conjuration, Destruction, Enchanting, Illusion and Restoration. All magic schools receive tons of new spells to master. But there is more than that. Both of these mods' quality is on the level absolutely higher than base game itself. New spells will be mostly absolutely independent, unique, with new effects and even brand new spell mechanics. Sometimes it is either quality or quantity, but here it is a rare case where both came together, dynamic, immersive and fun. These spells will help you not just expand your character builds, but to compile your character into something absolutely new, which was often not just possible in vanilla game. You can look on Skyrim magic from a brand different angle and have a new, durable replayability potential. You can also install one more mod in addition, but it will mean 75 more spells, which can be somewhat confusing and overwhelming to some players, so that's an optional pick to you. This mod is called Triumvirate. It is from author of Apocalypse spell pack. You can also, if you want, see a more in-depth reviews of all these mods mentioned in a separate videos of mine, linked in video description. Falchimentum, more staves and wands of Skyrim, adds 9 new types of staves and wands respectively, with support of many vanilla spells, as well as both Apocalypse and Arcanum mentioned before, resulting in just huge variety of new staffs carefully distributed in the game world using leveled lists, meaning you can find them on enemy mages, dungeon chests, buy from traders, etc. as usual. All of them have unique models and can be also used as shields as well. Animations is an eternal Skyrim cornerstone, and if we can improve them, it's always a way to go. There are plenty of third-person magic animation mods, but only one, an actually qualitative first-person magic animation mod, simply called Finally First-Person Magic Animation. It adds new animations for everything about spellcasting of all spell types, projectiles, types of spells, channeling spells, master spells, etc. and idols as well. Just look on this beauty in slow-mo. Moreover, the mod installer comes with a few different options, so you can choose which one you personally like more. Vanilla Skyrim interface and hotkey system is pretty much a clunky, limited mess. But even with Essential Sky UI mod, when you're playing, especially as mage, who has dozens of spells to choose from and to use in different situations, it is just super boring and immersion breaking to open menus each time. No more. Fast Cast. Realistic autocasting hotkeys allows you to assign up to 25 hotkeys, binding them to anything you want. Any keyboard button or additional mouse buttons to equip and cast needed spells or spell combinations in a single click. It saves a lot of time and makes spellcasting much more enjoyable. For example, here you can see how I seamlessly switch between my mace and a shield, 2 different damaging stun spells and a healing spell without opening any menus at all. Spell learning in Skyrim, well, it basically doesn't exist. You just click on spell tome and done. Spell learning and discovery makes this process immersive and rewarding, yet not hardcore. When you're using a spell tome, you're not learning it instantly, but receive a spell researching notes for this spell instead. You can then progress to learning it with time, studying these notes, but you can also speed up the process in other lore-friendly ways, by casting other spells of this school, visiting the thematic places and talking about magic, for example like College of Winterhold, and so on. What even better, it is compatible with all possible spell packs by default and fully configurable in mod configuration menu. Elemental Apocalypse Magic doesn't add any new spells to the game, but does something else and absolutely wild. It implements the possibility to cause visual elemental effects on slain enemies and corpses, like immolated, charred, electrified, deeply frozen enemy corpses and so on, as well as adding a brand new magical mechanic which makes possible to critically hit with magic, applying more damage and various visually cool effects, and even an epic overkill options. All these features are also toggleable and configurable, so if you don't like some effect or seeing the chance of triggering it is too high or too low, you can just tweak it in MCM. Additional techniques is a little polishing touch. It actually works for both spells and ranged projectiles like bows and crossbows, and as for the spells, it allows you to cast a few spells in a row without them being launched immediately. Instead, these spells will hover at place where you casted them, and then fly towards your crosshair when you release the hotkey. This mod opens a new tactical maneuvers for spellcasting, and while it can look overpowered at first glance, there is a limit of how many spells you can prepare in that way, and in the ini file of the mod you can list the perk ID which will be required for using this technique. For instance, I usually insert the master perks there for good balance. In the video description you can also find a few more other mods linked, which can be considered optional for Magic Remastering. They all are great and fit the topic of this video, but at the same time they may be absolutely not needed for some players, while I of course can heartily recommend them all too. That's all for now folks, I hope you have enjoyed this video and found it useful to enhance your Magic gameplay, and see you soon. Share your own thoughts about what you personally would add to this list and why. Don't forget to enable channel notifications and join our Discord to always stay connected. Stay tuned, stay healthy and stay happy. Sinitar Gaming here, signing out.